Have you ever wished that you had a pill that could instantly boost your confidence and belief in yourself? Imagine you're about to get on stage to deliver a talk. Imagine you have to pitch a business presentation. Imagine you're about to face down an investor. Imagine you're about to go on a hot date. What if there's a pill that could instantly elevate your confidence? And not only that, if you took this pill 5 times, your confidence would stay at a high level for years. Welcome to a new episode of the Mindvalley Show, this time with one of my favorite human beings in the world, Paul McKenna, the famous British hypnotherapist who is the #1 non-fiction best-selling author in the United Kingdom.
Good to see you, Vishen, as always.
So we're recording here in London, Paul, and in your beautiful apartment. And one of the reasons I'm such a believer in Paul's work is I had this health issue that was really affecting my life and would have required me to be on prescription medication for the rest of my life. And you hypnotized me in your room. That's a picture here I'm putting up of your little studio. And in 20 minutes, it was cleared. And I never had the issue again. That was January 2020. It's now June 2023. The issue has not come back. I'm not on that prescription medication. In fact, right now, today, I'm on no prescription medication. And the power of hypnotherapy just blew me away. But the second time, one of the other times you really dazzled me was with your Hypnotic Trance for Confidence, which has become one of the most popular tracks on the entire Mindvalley platform. And it's a hypnotherapy that instantly elevates your confidence. Tell us what's going on there.
Okay, so everybody at some stage in their life doubts themselves, or they feel frightened, or they're not sure whether they can achieve something. Hypnosis changes not just your thoughts, so the pictures and the sounds in your mind, but also your feelings. And so you suddenly feel this sense of inner certainty. You feel authentic, you feel natural, but you also have a sense of determination and motivation. So every major business leader or sports person has somebody like me now work with them, a success coach. And what I've done is I've made the techniques that I use and lots of other success coaches use into a simple, easy-to-use format. And I suppose that the simplest and easiest one is the Hypnotic Trance, which takes less than half an hour, involves deep relaxation, and involves mind programming. So you don't have to do anything. You sit back and relax, and it's like a switch. It's flipped in your mind, and suddenly you feel powerful. You know how you're going to do things. If there is something that's a concern or a worry or a challenge, you come up with ways to handle it. So it puts you in control.
And this is really dazzling to me because it is the closest I've ever seen to a limitless pill for confidence, right? But this is what happened to me. So as we were developing Paul's confidence program on Mindvalley, so we have this program on confidence, and it teaches you all of these principles for confidence. But the highlight of the program is the Hypnotic Trance, which is, as I said, is this 26-minute unique audio, which we're going to be giving to you and playing here in the middle of this podcast, that rewires your brain, and it speaks to your subconscious, and it changes your self-belief, and for some reason elevates your confidence like never before. So we were producing this program, and it was September 2021. I remember because I was going through a relatively hard time. Some business decisions I was making were not panning out. Industry changes were affecting my business, and I was just losing belief in myself.
Yeah.
We were still in the middle of the pandemic. I was feeling isolated. I was feeling lonely. And I just felt kind of shitty. And I remember I was coming back from a team retreat in Estonia. We had taken a 25-person team there on a retreat. I was coming back from the retreat and riding in the bus home. I just felt like I wasn't worthy. I felt I was failing as a leader. I felt I was failing as a CEO. And I remember I got home, and that night I had to go out for dinner. A friend of mine had invited me for this dinner party with 10 people, and I didn't want to go. And then as I was sitting there wondering, what should I do? I wonder how I can get out of these horrendous feelings of low self-worth and self-doubt. And I remembered, Mindvalley is producing this program with Paul McKenna. And I knew how powerful your hypnotic trances were. So I went into the back end of Mindvalley. The program wasn't public yet. Went into our back end CRM, and I downloaded the audio and I listened to it. And in 26 minutes, something switched in my head. I came out of that trance and I felt different. I felt good. Now, here's the crazy part. I go out to the dinner and I'm a different person. I hadn't wanted to go for this dinner with these 10 people, half of whom I didn't know. But there I was charming, I was funny, I was sitting next to the most beautiful girl, and she started hitting on me, and she ended up asking me out. Wow. So I ended up not just having a wonderful dinner, but I ended up with a really incredible date. And because of this audio. And so now when I have to give a big presentation, when I have to get on stage, I love listening to this audio. And what I found is that listening to it 5 days in a row really transformed my belief in myself. And every time I feel like something happened that kind of ruffles me, this audio is my go-to too. And this is why it's so important for me to get this out to you, whether you need to do something for your company or your business, or maybe you just really want to meet someone nice, but you are lacking that confidence and you want to be able to go out and just shine as your best self. Paul, thank you so much for this. Now tell us, what is going on in this audio?
What I do is I instruct the unconscious mind, which is, if you like, the larger mind that regulates all of your thinking, all of your behaviors, to go into states of what we would call optimum states, if you like. So go into states of resourcefulness where suddenly you feel creative, you feel authentic, you feel powerful. And, you know, I hear from people's stories all the time. I was being interviewed the other day by this guy. I wrote a book on confidence 20 years ago. And he said, you know, I read your book 20 years ago. And there was a girl at the radio station where I was working. And I really wanted to ask her out, but I had that, you know, self-doubt voice going on. And suddenly it changed. And I said, what happened? He said, we've been married for 15 years. So, you know, I hear stories like this all the time. Or, for example, very famous people like Roger Daltrey, the lead singer of The Who, tells everybody that, you know, before he goes on stage, he's not an unconfident person, but he wants to be in the zone.
Right.
James Corden, you know, the comedian and TV
All
host
these
and
are people
actor.
that you work with.
Yeah, he uses the techniques, you know, before he goes and presents, as does Russell Brand and people like that. People who are already very confident, but they want to be in that peak state of performance. Olympic athletes, business leaders, but then also people who are quite shy, people that don't want to be the life and soul of the party, but they just need that extra edge to get them through a social situation, or to be good on a date, or to give a presentation. And of course, you know, when you're more confident, first of all, you feel good in yourself. You're more likely to do well in business and in social situations, you know, which can lead to a richer and more rewarding life.
But Paul, I get that. I get that this audio is elevating confidence, but what's the difference between being confident and being, I guess the concern here is overconfidence, or even overconfidence to the point where you might be a dick?
Yes. Do you know, when I wrote a book about 20 years ago about confidence, and I remember telling people at the time, and they said, oh, great, a training manual for more assholes in the world. And I said, no. What do you mean? They went, those people who are confident. I went, no, those people are very unconfident. They're trying too hard. They're desperate. They're overdoing it. Really, truly confident people are natural. They're authentic. They're comfortable in their own skin. They feel good. So other people around them feel good. They make everybody feel good because they feel good. Those people who are, you know, hard sell, they're lacking in confidence. So for me, real confidence is about authenticity and being comfortable in yourself.
I grew up not confident at all. And the reason is because I had a skin condition. I had horrendous pimples all over my face. I never even, you know, I never really went out on a date with a girl until I was 24. I was a late bloomer because I had no confidence. And so because of that, I always thought people who were confident were jerks, because I was the kid who didn't have confidence. I was the kid who got bullied. I was the kid that no girl would talk to, right? And I saw these other kids and they were assholes. They were jerks, but they were the ones who got the attention. And so I had that belief. And then I realized something. I realized that the most confident people in the world were nice. They were kind. They were not flashy, but they were kind. They were gentle. They could serve you because they had confidence. They could show up with grace, with humility, because they had confidence. And confidence and ego are two completely different things.
Absolutely. Yeah. The job of the ego is to look good and be right.
Right.
And you know, when you were just talking about that, I'm also reminded by the number of people I talk to who are really quite successful, but they have this imposter syndrome. They think, you know, I can't believe I'm doing this well. I'm going to get found out. I really shouldn't be succeeding or achieving. And so they undermine or self-sabotage their efforts. So part of being confident is being able to escape that self-sabotage and be able to exceed more to your true potential. In fact, do you know, in all the years I've been teaching and doing hypnotherapy, I've asked people, who here is living at 100% of their true potential? And there was only one person who ever said yes, and that was Tyler Winklevoss, but then he had just invented Facebook. So in that moment, he said, in this moment, I'm at 100%. But apart from that, not one person ever says I'm at 100% of my true potential. And so as a hypnotist, using hypnosis, I've got the, if you like, the access codes to somebody's unconscious mind where I can boost their confidence. So say, for example, some people are very unconfident speaking to a group of people, but they're confident speaking with friends they trust who are not going to judge them. So what we do is we generate that feeling of feeling good in the company of friends who are not going to judge them, who they trust, and they take that with them on the stage so they can speak to lots of people and feel that good. But, you know, also confidence doesn't have to be, you know, talking to 1,000 people in an auditorium. Confidence can just be being natural in your everyday life. When you're going around the supermarket, you don't go, oh, shall I have the cornflakes or not? You just go cornflakes. You just go, I have this, I have that. And so you're natural, and you're what athletes call being in the zone. Musicians call it being in the groove. Us psychologists call it being in flow, when you're just sort of surfing your way through life and everything, you know, it is fun, it's engaging, but it's not overwhelming.
And I guess you can explain it this way, right? Confidence is self-belief. You love yourself, you believe in yourself, but you're not at a level where you believe that you are better than everyone else, right? That is egoistical or egocentric. We're not talking about that. We're talking about loving yourself and believing in yourself so you can give your best gifts to the world. So let's look at this in the context of dating, because I know many women say, oh, they don't like overconfident men. What is overconfidence versus confidence? The overconfident guy is the guy who has to use like tricks and manipulation to get a girl interested in him, who might talk about the fancy big car that he has. But the confident male can be vulnerable. He can talk about his problems. He can talk about his failures. And he can be vulnerable with a sense of confidence. And that is so much more attractive. The confident female on a date knows how to show up as her best self, but also to set boundaries. And she's so much more attractive. And so confidence is not the pickup artist. Confidence is not the person who needs to be flashy. Confidence is the person who believes in themselves and thus can openly share who they are, flaws and highlights and all, while respecting another person and being fully engaged and wanting to do good for that other person.
Do you know, I think you've summarized it so well. The people who are unconfident often boast, exaggerate, they're brash and over the top. That's an unconfident person. Somebody who's truly confident is prepared to be vulnerable, prepared to be honest, prepared to be comfortable with their, if you like, imperfections, because that's what makes them human. And, you know, there's something very attractive about that. Something very unattractive about desperation. You know, when people are not comfortable in themselves, it makes other people feel uneasy. But when someone's natural and authentic and they're not frightened to be with themselves, everyone's happy to be with them, because it's almost like they glow. You know, you can see they give off we call it charisma, an energy, you know, something like that. But it's something that's in some respects undefinable. You couldn't put confidence under a microscope, but yet we all know what it is.
I love that. And then there's the confident leader, the confident CEO. The confident CEO isn't someone who is you know, like forceful, but is someone who can be vulnerable. Because if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a CEO, there's going to be ups and downs. Like no business is constantly growing. Okay, maybe Apple. But unless you're Apple, every business has ups and downs. Look at what happened with Elon Musk when his Tesla stock tanked, right? And to be a confident CEO means being able to go to your people and say, hey, look, I made a bad mistake. This is what's happening right now. We're doing our utmost to fix it. We care about you. This is what our plan is, rather than lying or hiding it. And so confidence for leaders as well is vulnerability. If you look at the greatest political leaders in the world, they are extremely vulnerable. I remember Ardern, when there was a terrorist bombing in New Zealand. She got on television and she wept, she cried, and people loved her because of that. That wasn't weakness, that was confidence, right? Confidence is being able to show your human side without worrying what other people think of you. And often people will respect you more when they see that you're human, because guess what? We're all human. And so I want you guys to understand how crucial confidence is and why it sometimes gets a bad name, but it doesn't deserve that. Confidence is a superpower that will help you give your gifts to the world.
Also, I see confident people as resilient people. Now, a lot of people think resilience means bouncing back, and it does. The saying is, if you get knocked down 7 times, you get back up 8. However, resilience is also about adaptability. There's something called the law of requisite variety, and that states that the part of a system that is the most flexible always ends up in control of the system. So be it a family, a corporation, a political party. So the person that is able to adapt to the ever-changing environment will end up as master their own destiny. And that comes from confident thinking. That comes from self-belief. The actual etymology of the word confidence means faith with. So when you have faith in yourself, when you're not overwhelmed with fear, you can think more creatively, you can see solutions, you can consider possibilities. So really, in a way, confidence isn't just a state of mind and body, it's a way of perceiving the world, a way of thinking about yourself, and also seizing opportunities. It's really interesting, actually, in studies into people who believe they're lucky, they see more opportunities than people who believe they're unlucky. So if you like, our perceptual filters determine that whether we will see opportunities or not.
So confidence, in theory, makes you more lucky.
Yes.
Because you believe you're lucky. You believe the world is good. And yes, there's mounting evidence for that. People who are, for example, I read a study, salespeople who are optimistic are 55% better at closing sales, right? And I like what you said about confidence and resilience. Confidence really is also the ability to bounce back. If you let's go back to the topic of dating, right? It's nerve-wracking for people because you fear rejection. But if you're confident, you know that even if someone rejects you, it's okay. There's someone else who might be right for you. And so you don't suddenly step out of the game.
I knew somebody years ago who, not this guy, it's fair to say he wasn't an oil painting, but he kept, dating all these very beautiful women. And I wondered what it was. And as a psychologist, I just study people. I look at them all the time. And in the end, I figured out that it wasn't because he had a sense of humor or anything. It was just he asked out more women. That's all it was. So it was like cold calling, He was okay with being rejected because he got over it quick.
Right.
And then he tried again and he tried again. If you look at some of the great achievers through history, look at, say, the Dyson vacuum cleaner,
right.
5,000 attempts before Mr. Dyson
that's
succeeds.
Confidence,
yeah,
right?
He just kept on going. Look at Edison, thousands of attempts at the electric light bulb. Colonel Sanders, 1,009 rejections before the first restaurant said, yes, we'll try your chicken. So having that confidence and that resilience is, if you like, it's the difference that makes all the difference in life.
Confidence leads to resilience because you're able to deal with failure better. And the more amazing things you want to do in life, the more you're going to be exposed to the possibility of failure. So, Paul, let's get started with this incredible experience. Now, this audio that we're about to listen to is 26 minutes. And those of you watching, please park aside your heavy vehicle. If you're flying a plane, land the damn plane first. And make sure you are in a safe space, okay? So you can also hit pause and you can continue this when you're in the comfort of your own home. Paul, tell us what's going to happen in this audio, because there's some weird stuff that happens and it can be disconcerting, but it's the way you're speaking to the subconscious mind, right? Tell us about all the weird stuff and what we should be aware of.
Okay, so my hypnotic trances are always very relaxing. So they're almost like a bedtime story, like a meditation. And I speak to your conscious mind, the mind you actively think with, and then the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind regulates your thinking, your regeneration of your cells, everything about you. And also it's in charge of all your behaviors and your thoughts and feelings. And what I do is I talk to the right brain and the left brain, sometimes simultaneously. Now, the left brain is associated with logic, linear, and sequential thinking. The right brain with abstract and things like emotion, and that's why I talk in metaphor to the right brain. And so what I'm doing is when I'm talking to the right and left brain, I'm talking to the whole brain. And this is the difference between modern hypnotherapy as opposed to old-fashioned hypnotherapy. The old-fashioned hypnotherapy was close your eyes and do as you're told. When you wake up, you're confident. And that does work for some people, right? But modern hypnotherapy uses an avalanche of positive suggestions. It's a sophisticated matrix of simultaneous suggestions that elicit resources from within you. Because you see, a human being is a bit like a martini. It's electricity and chemistry. And what happens is we can, when we elicit a particularly good state by perhaps a memory that makes us feel good, or we imagine how we would look if we were super confident, that then tells the unconscious mind, give me some of that.
Wait, you lost me. A human being is like a martini?
Yeah, I would have been mad there.
How does that relate to what you just said?
Okay, so a human being is a cocktail of electricity and chemistry.
Got it.
Sorry.
Let's keep that in. I want people to see Paul in his when he when he mixes up metaphors.
Yeah, so you're a bit carried away with my hypnotic metaphors. So literally, all day long, you're going through different states of mind and body. So you might have more adrenaline at one time, more dopamine, more serotonin. All these different neurotransmitters are sending different messages. It's like an orchestra, if you like, yeah? And also electrical frequencies. When you're right now, we're producing more beta waves, right? But if we're relaxed, it'll be more delta. So this mixture of electricity and chemistry creates a state of mind and body. And confidence is a state. If you like, it's the sum total of a whole load of positive thoughts and feelings simultaneously happening that will create a behavior or set of behaviors that will get you the kind of results you want in life, give you a great presentation, make you fantastic on a date, help you, compete in some sort of, a competitive situation to the absolute utmost of your ability. So when you wake up confident in the morning, you just feel good about life.
And this program, this hypnotherapy will ensure that you're not developing overconfidence, right?
No, absolutely. Overconfidence is when people actually doubt themselves and they pretend that they're not. And they put a facade on the front of it and go, oh, I'm all right.
But could this, okay, let's say you've never skied before. Could this cause you to be reckless in your first attempt at skiing because you are overconfident?
Brilliant question. Now, you see, something like skiing requires what we would call reference experiences. Your muscle memory needs to learn how to do lots of things, right? So it wouldn't so this trance wouldn't cause you to suddenly think, oh, I'll go down a black run, even though I've never skied before, or something like that. No. That's never going to happen. What it would do is, with some people, it gets them to just a little bit more each day, step outside their comfort zone and suddenly feel the elation of achieving something.
I see.
Whereas with other people, suddenly they go, all of my stage fright is gone. All of my fear of flying is gone. Mm-hmm. All of my fear of going on a date is gone. Or other people go, even though I am a little nervous in this situation, I just know I'm going to be able to handle myself. So for everybody, it's a bit different, but no, you wouldn't suddenly take out this great question.
I'm glad we cleared that up. Now, an important thing is the way this audio is going to work is you're going to hear stories, you're going to hear metaphors in different ears. So you must be listening to this in headphones. It's a stereo experience, and it uses a unique sound technology where you're going to hear sound almost in 3D. You'll hear Paul's voice whispering here, then a metaphor whispering here. You must be listening on headphones. Paul, explain that nuance.
Okay, so my background, before I was a hypnotist, back in the 1980s, I was a radio presenter and producer. So I like sound to be beautiful. And so not only did I want to make it a relaxing experience for somebody, but also I wanted to talk to both sides of the brain, the left and the right side, and also create this sort of spatial expansiveness, so that even though you're sitting maybe in your living room or you're on a train or a plane and you're relaxing, listening to this trance, your mind feels expanded. And also it goes into a very calm place where you can hear what it is I'm saying. You know what's going on, but you don't lose control. I mean, a lot of people think that hypnosis is the same as being asleep. And indeed, sometimes people do fall asleep when they're hypnotized. But generally, hypnosis is more like a daydream, like a meditation. So you keep all the control you need, and yet your unconscious mind is receiving all these positive suggestions and imagining you succeeding. Champion athletes do something called mental rehearsal. They imagine winning a race over and over and over again so they condition their mind and body. So this is training your brain to be a winner.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Now, we're about to get into the audio. And Paul, is it okay for people to be lying down? Should they be sitting up? Explain that.
Yeah, so whatever feels comfortable for you. So I say find somewhere where you can safely relax completely.
Okay,
now,
so lying down like on a bed is...
Yes, absolutely. People, they get in from work or first thing in the morning or, last thing at night, they might use it. But, if you're driving a car or operating some machinery, then best not to do this because it requires you to relax profoundly. So some people like to just sit back in a comfortable chair. People have told me they've fallen asleep on a train, using it and things like that.
And if you fall asleep, is that okay?
That's perfectly okay because your unconscious mind is still taking all the messages in. It's always listening.
Right. So even the logical mind is asleep. You're still speaking to the subconscious mind.
That's right.
Got it. Okay, so but ideally you don't want to fall asleep. So if you're prone to falling asleep, as you're listening to an audio like this, it's probably better to sit up.
It is, although I have to say some people at the end, they get in from work and they go, I'm not ready to go to bed, but I'm pretty exhausted. I'm going to have 26 minutes of profound relaxation. And their mind may drift and wander. And then when I say wake up, bam, people wake up. They're full of energy. They've reinforced all sorts of positive thoughts and feelings. So you can use this to actually enhance your energy levels as well.
So shall we get started? Now, hit pause on this and come back to this if you're currently driving a car. And we're about to get started. So you want to find a comfortable position, totally relax, and make sure you have headphones on. Plug it into your Spotify or YouTube or your Mindvalley app, or wherever you're listening to this, and we'll begin. And I want you to know that this audio is in the middle of a full podcast YouTube show, but you can get your own version of this audio for free on the Mindvalley app by going to mindvalley.com/hypnotherapy. You'll see a sign-up form there where you can get not only this audio, but a second audio from Paul McKenna for alleviating stress and anxiety. You get both of these audios. All you have to do is put in your email address, the same email address that you're registered with on the Mindvalley app, and it'll unlock this audio for free on your app so you can listen to it anytime. So don't forget to go to mindvalley.com/hypnotherapy. But for now, don't worry about that. I want you to hit pause, find that comfortable position, plug in your headset, and let's get ready to go on this incredible journey to shift your confidence levels and create a long-lasting effect that will change your life.
During this experience, it's best to be sitting or lying down in a place where you can comfortably ignore the outside world. It's usually helpful to close your eyes. This relaxing mind programming process is not the same as sleep. You'll still have awarenesses. You'll be able to hear everything I say, and you'll not become unconscious, but there will be changes. It's like daydreaming. All you need to do is relax and let the sounds wash over you. You may find you don't remember it all consciously afterwards, as you simply find yourself comfortable as you follow my instructions. Make yourself comfortable now, and close your eyes just as soon as you wish, and pay attention to your breathing, because if you need to awaken, you'll awaken fully alert, but for now you can just let go. You're listening to this for a reason, and as you hear my words, you'll become aware of certain sensations while you allow yourself to relax deeply, and as your self-confidence improves for the better, you'll feel more in control of your life. At the end of this process, you'll awaken refreshed and invigorated, with a sense of inner calm and refreshment. So now, notice your breathing, the gentle rise and fall that happens all by itself. As you focus your attention on your breathing, now my voice will go with you as you relax. Here, you don't have to make any effort at all. Simply let go. You can also notice your pulse, the beating of your own heart. Allow yourself to become more and more absorbed in the life, the energy of your own body. In your mind now, start counting backwards from 300. 300, 299, 298, 297, 296, 295. That's right. It doesn't matter if you get lost or leave a bit out or forget. Just start again in about the same place and notice that you don't notice when you lose your place and drift off, only when you return momentarily before becoming more absorbed. So as long as that part of your mind is active, it's fine that it counts, and when it doesn't count, that's fine too. You don't need to listen to this consciously. Your unconscious will hear all you need to hear. I'd like you to notice where you feel the most comfort in your body, most at ease. Drop your shoulders a little more with each out-breath until they feel quite free, quite relaxed. As your shoulders drop, let that easing and comfort run down your arms and down your body. Let it even go into your legs so your thighs relax, and let that comfortable feeling run all the way to your feet. You can notice words. Notice noticing words. Notice noticing your body can relax, and your mind can relax. And your mind has become very sensitive to my suggestions that help you most. Your breathing carries on all by itself. Your mind carries on thinking all by itself. And you can just watch it and wonder away. Your experience, your understanding, your awareness can just detach and slow down. My voice can be soothing, can comfort you, can ease your mind. Some people really like to relax on holidays in a warm, sunny place and relax in clear blue skies. Gentle sunshine glinting off the ocean, relaxing sounds of the air, each flow of waves in the distance, refreshing and breeze until any tension is released. Your old, unconfident patterns of thinking and behavior had a function. They did things for you. But there are other ways to get all the positive things that the old patterns used to get for you without you having to do them in future. And I'd like the creative part of your mind to generate new ways to achieve all those positive things without having to do the old patterns. And you may or may not know what they are, but you know they're possible. And I'd like your unconscious mind to integrate those new choices and patterns into your thinking and behavior, only at a rate and speed that will be acceptable to you from now onwards. Imagine how much better life will be as you're more confident. As you now start thinking beyond the old limitations of your old thinking, new possibilities open up everywhere. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? We're instructing your unconscious mind to overwrite the old operating software of your thinking and behavior to make you a more self-assured, more authentic, more confident person. Think of someone who you consider to be very confident. What's their posture like? How do they sit, stand, breathe, smile? How do they talk? What's the tone of their voice and the kind of language they use? Imagine stepping into them now. See through their eyes, hear through their ears, and feel how confident they do. Borrow from their confidence so that naturally in future you find yourself feeling this good and acting this positively. Your internal and external voice will become more and more confident only as fast as language does as well, which will be a reflection of the positive new thoughts you'll be having every hour of every day. Long ago is risk as a baby. You struggled to stand up, to accept that, to walk and learn to face it with more of your body where you want assurance. Then, as you grew up, you know it's there. You began to and you know that you can be confident. Hold things so sometimes we need to now you take it for granted of the simple truth. Struggled with symbols you didn't understand. Risk when you first learned to accept it. And it passes more quickly. Do it without thinking. And as you've been struggling to achieve self-confidence, it becomes easier. Now it can happen. Just as like a muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. It can happen. Just as you learn to read and write, the more you focus on everything, take self-confidence for granted, the more everything is clearer and easier than before. Because you can trust yourself and feel in control. And as people show you love and respect, and you enjoy showing it to others, you find new, exciting, easier ways to work, to have fun, and really enjoy life. Now, think of someone who loves or deeply appreciates you. Remember how they look, and imagine them standing in front of you now. Gently step out of your body and into the body of the person who loves you. See through their eyes, hear through their ears, and feel the love and good feelings they have as you look at yourself. Really notice in detail what it is that they love and appreciate about you. Recognize and acknowledge those amazing qualities that perhaps you hadn't appreciated about yourself until now. And whenever you think about yourself in future, you'll think about yourself positively like this, and step back into your own body and take a few moments to enjoy those good feelings of knowing that you're loved and appreciated exactly as you are. When people learn to ride mind, to go on a search, they do it first time. Remember times wobble and fell, really sometimes come on and learn the new get back chemical and try again. Really each time learning a bit more so that your unconscious mind process will trigger those good feelings more and eventually every day get the hang so that you naturally are able to go hold on background happiness all the time. You will will find that you're happier and more fulfilled from this day forth. You automatically find more joy and beauty in each moment. Imagine a slightly more confident you, sitting or standing in front of you. Now, imagine stepping into that more confident you. See through their eyes, hear through their ears, and feel the feelings of your more confident self. And notice that right in front of you is an even more confident self, sitting or standing a little bit taller, a look of slightly more self-belief behind their eyes, emanating a little bit more extra charisma, and step into this more confident self. And notice that in front of you is a very confident you with more passion, more power, more ease, more comfort. And step into this very confident you and feel how good it feels as you think about situations where you need more confidence. Imagine being there now and everything going perfectly the way you want it to. See what you'll see, hear what you'll hear, and feel how good you feel. And imagine handling challenges. No matter what happens, you're handling it all beautifully in a totally resourceful way. You can overcome problems. Your mind will generate creative ways to overcome obstacles. You begin to see yourself as a resourceful, capable person. You enjoy challenges. You realize they make you stronger and wiser, and you get value from your achievements. If you find that you're talking to yourself in a negative way, know that you only want the best for yourself, and you can keep all of your desire to change and improve and let yourself know in a constructive, encouraging tone of voice and using constructive, encouraging words, because you can do it. Surprise yourself. Trust yourself. Becoming more confident. Imagine yourself. You look in the mirror, can accept yourself and send yourself love. Still want to change and yet accept yourself because you love and approve of yourself. Imagine it now, looking at yourself in the mirror, and send yourself love. Your mind will naturally focus on the positive, and you will become more resourceful than ever before as you notice how good you feel from now on. So much more, and it doesn't matter if you feel better every day or not, because you'll only feel better as fast as is right for you. Imagine how your life would be if you were more at ease with yourself than you are now. How would your posture be? How would your voice sound? What kind of thoughts would you have about yourself and what you can achieve? What kind of things would you say to yourself? You'll find yourself more and more in that positive feeling, completely confident and congruent. Feel the feeling of confidence, strength, and ease behind your eyes. As a child, you may have felt the story of the ugly duckling. You respect yourself wasn't good enough. You love and everyone was better. Then one day positive and confident, saw his reflection, optimistic and excited about life. Swan, you're an amazing human being. You have a unique gift to bring to the world. How strong you trust yourself. How powerful your confidence in yourself is increasing. Now you know what you want. Your mind will begin to use its genius to find ways to make it happen. It might consider all the resources you'll need and how to organize them and prioritize them. By being aware of obstacles that might have gotten in the way, it's possible to know the solutions beforehand. Your mind can constantly change and fine-tune your plans, taking in feedback just as an aeroplane continually adjusts its course on its way to its destination. What do you feel compelled to take action, pay to do every day, thinking about imagine if you achieve your big goal, motivated, doing what you need to make them happen? Take action. Where does the feeling powerful motivated to go for what you want, and where does it take action? You can live each day, each breath as a work of art unfolding, enjoying the unique beauty of each moment. As it unfolds, you enjoy just being in this moment. I'd like you to imagine right now that you're watching a movie about a future more successful you. Notice every detail of how that future you looks, the expression on your face, the way you're holding your body, and the light in your eyes. As the movie plays out on the screen in front of you, you'll see many moments of success from your past and others which have not yet happened. When you're ready, I'd like you to float out of your seat and into that successful you up on the screen. See through their eyes, hear through their ears, and feel the feelings of your successful self. Make the colors brighter, the sounds louder, and the feelings stronger as you run the movie from the inside now, reinforcing your belief in your ability to succeed. In the past, your emotions may have sent strong signals to get your attention, but they can achieve all the positive things that they used to without them having to be overwhelming. And you'll find it easy to learn from the wisdom of your emotions as they recalibrate, and you get all the positive emotional signals in ways that leave you feeling calmer and stronger and more resourceful. Go ahead and fantasize for a moment. Imagine it's a year from now, and you've had your best year yet. What is it that's made this such a fantastic year? What's happened in your health, personal life, career, relationships, and other areas of your life that's made this such a fantastic year? Now, imagine your ideal day. Go through your ideal day now, enjoying how well it starts, the people you meet, the ways they respond to you, the places you go, the things you do. Take the time to do it now and delight at all the ingenuity of your imaginative mind. See what you see in richer detail. Hear what you hear, and feel how good you feel now. It it's important to keep one point in mind, because whatever your circumstances, you can always return to people in fact achieve concepts without breathing exactly how they did it, and find that's why courage and you can succeed and feel good about yourself for your achievement. You will find your motivation to achieve your goals increases. Remember a time when you felt really, really motivated in the past. A time when you took positive action and made a difference in your life. Fully return to it now. See what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel how good you felt. Or think about how much better your life would be if you were totally motivated to take action now. Imagine how good you'd feel if you had all the confidence, power, tenacity, and determination you could ever need. And make the colors brighter, sounds richer, feeling stronger. And think about that situation in which you want to feel more motivated. Imagine things going perfectly, exactly the way you want them to. See what you'll see and hear what you'll hear, and how good it feels to take action and make things happen. When you think now about the future, you know the direction of your timeline, and imagine now big, bright images of yourself achieving your goals. Look at those pictures of your future success spread along your timeline, and make them even bigger and brighter and more solid. Now, float into each of those pictures on your timeline and learn the journey of success. Sometimes, before we go on a journey, we look at a map so that we know where we're going. So let your mind know now what a wonderful life you want to have. And as you regularly look at the positive pictures in your timeline, you'll know that your future is good. It's important to be alert, and it's important to relax. And as you can ask your unconscious mind to let you know very clearly when you can safely and usefully relax, so that you notice a sweet, soft feeling in your muscles and find your inner peace. Whenever you relax, you can let yourself relax all the way down to the level you really need. And when you awaken, you can awaken with a bright, delightful alertness, because the body can do that. And before you awaken, I'd like you to reinforce every positive thought that you've ever had about yourself. And as you become awake, you can feel the wish to be active, and you'll find yourself enjoying that. We know we can all daydream, we can all sleep, and we can all wake up. Although we don't consciously know how we wake up yet, we do. And you can awake now as I count backwards, refreshed and alert. Wake up now, calm and confident. 10, 9, 8, gradually awakening. 7, 6, 5, 4, and maybe you'll want to stretch and a yawn as you wake up. 3, 2, 1.
My God, that was amazing. Wow. I'm listening to that maybe for the 7th time, and it really, really, really hits you. What did you guys think of it? Write your feeling in the comments right now, because, if this shifted you in any way, I want you to tell other people about it, because we're making this free, because there's so many people out there who could use that extra dosage of confidence. So share what you experienced in the comments. Paul, thank you.
No, thank you. I mean, I'm just so happy to be part of Mindvalley. I love reading all the positive comments, seeing how people's lives have improved. I mean, it just, makes my heart sing.
Thank you, Paul. I want to ask a favor from all of you. If you enjoyed this experience, save this video. You can download it onto your YouTube app, save it on Spotify. But please, please, please help support this work. Share this with 5 friends. If you loved what you experienced, just click the share button on Spotify or YouTube. Just send it out to 5 friends and just say, listen to this video, and explain to them that they're going to get a hypnotherapy that's going to transform their confidence. 5 friends, that's all we ask, okay? Now, you're probably wondering, how can I get my own copy of this audio? We're going to make it free for you. Firstly, all I ask is share it with 5 friends and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We really want to get more subscribers. This channel is free. It's new. I'm just getting started, and it'll mean so much to me if I got you as a subscriber. So click subscribe, share it with 5 friends. And now I'm going to give you how you can get access to this and own it. All you got to do is go to mindvalley.com/hypnotherapy. That's spelled HYPNO therapy, THERAPY, all one word. Mindvalley.com/hypnotherapy. The link is also in the show notes. And there you will see this is the company that me and Paul have, where we certify hypnotherapists all around the world. It is such an exciting business venture because you learn how to be a hypnotherapist. You learn how to bring these principles to help people elevate their confidence, break bad habits, and so on. And on that same page, you will see a sign-up box. Put in your email address and your first name. And what you will get is a email that will give you instructions on how to get this audio. The audio will be available on the Mindvalley app. Here's a visual of how to find it. We will unlock the audio for you on the Mindvalley app. So make sure you're registered on the app with the same email, okay? If it's a different email, it's not going to work. Same email on the Mindvalley app. Click on Meditations. Type in McKenna, McKenna, and type in the word Trance, Trance, and you will see the audio. It's called Hypnotic Trance Confidence. Now, as a bonus, we're going to give you a second audio, Hypnotic Trance for Bliss. If you enjoyed this one for confidence, there's a second audio that will help you alleviate stress and completely take on the world in a new light. This is why you want to go to mindvalley.com/hypnotherapy. Okay, so go and check that out. And many of you might be interested in learning from Paul McKenna and becoming a McKenna Mindvalley certified hypnotherapist. It is such an incredible thing. I'm a certified hypnotherapist, and Paul, 1 month ago, I shared with you, I hypnotized a close friend of mine to give up vaping. It took me 20 minutes, and it was shocking. I got her to communicate with her throat, talk to her lungs, feel the pain that vaping was doing to her throat and lungs, and then it was a 20-minute process, and we went out to a balcony, and she flung her vape. We hoped it didn't hit someone on the head or anything, but it's now 4 weeks, and she's unable to vape again. She says every time she puts a vape to her mouth, she feels sick. Her brain tells her that it's disgusting. And a month later, she's completely off vaping. And she was addicted to it. It was crazy. She couldn't go anywhere without a vape. I learned that from you.
Thank you. Do you know, it's the number one way to quit smoking in the world, hypnotherapy is. And, of course, in the 4-month course, people learn all the things that a hypnotherapist should be able to do, which is help people quit smoking, lose weight, get confident, overcome phobias, sleep well. But the thing is we've taken all of the latest, the real cutting-edge hypnotherapy techniques and neuro-linguistic programming, and also some psychosensory techniques, and put it all there. So at the end of those 4 months, and through practice, you become a really, really good hypnotherapist.
That's beautiful. And I can vouch for it because I've experienced this, and so many of my friends have been certified by you. Now, you can go to mindvalley.com/hypnotherapy, same website. That's where you can get the audios. And you can also put in your email address to learn about the program. There's a PDF you can download with all the information, and we'll also let you know when the class opens up. Paul teaches this class directly, personally, live. Okay, so there's a live teaching component. And Paul is, as I said, the most published nonfiction author in the United Kingdom. So he's busy. And so we only open this up once a year. And it's limited because it's a live event. We cap the number of students. But put in your email anyway. You can find out all the information. And when the class opens up, you can read about it and see if this is for you. But it's something I strongly recommend. So head on now to mindvalley.com/hypnotherapy. Make sure you sign up if you're interested in the class, and also put in your email address so you can unlock the 2 audios on your phone. This way, every time you want to listen to the audio, you just open up your Mindvalley app. With a couple of clicks, you can save it in your favorites, and with a couple of clicks, 2 clicks, the audio starts for you, and you don't have to scrub this YouTube video looking for the starting point. Also, the quality of the audio and the sound is far richer on the app, and you're likely to have a much better experience. Paul, it's been such a pleasure having you as our guest. Thank you so much for being part of the Mindvalley show.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you all for tuning in.